Hey everybody, I hope y'all are having an awesome day. I am finally here to do a video that is long overdue, which is the guide dog tag. I was tagged quite a while ago by Molly Burke, and I actually tried recording this video twice the day I found out that I was tagged, but my camera overheated both times, so fingers crossed that doesn't happen today. But before that does happen, or in case it happens, let's get started. The first question is, what is your guide dog's name? My guide dog's name is Glenna. What is the breed of your guide dog? She is a black lab. How old is your guide dog? She is almost 5. She will be 5 in August, on August 8th actually. And where is she trained? She was trained at Guiding Eyes for the Blind in New York. When did you qualify with your guide dog? I don't exactly know what that means, but basically I got her on July 3rd of 2013, and then we graduated later that month together. Is he or she your first guide dog? Yes, Glenna is my first guide dog. You have to be here, at least in the United States, you have to be at least 16 to get a guide dog. So I got her right before I turned 17 actually. Summarize your guide dog's personality in 5 words. Energetic, dorky, mischievous, entertaining, and adorable. What is the best thing about your guide dog? There are so many things. It is hard, really hard to pick a best thing about Glenna. I guess the best thing, if I had to pick, would probably just be that she is so caring. And I mean that in several ways. Obviously she cares because she does her job and keeps me safe, but also she knows, like, if I'm upset about something, she immediately will like run over to me and start like shoving her nose up against me and like wanting to play with me, just trying to get me happy. She always knows if I'm upset. And then just also like if I'm lonely or something or bored, she's just entertaining. So I mean, she doesn't do that directly for my sake, obviously, but in a way it's like she cares, because anytime I'm bored she seems to do something entertaining. So I just love how caring and entertaining she is. She's always there for me. What is the funniest thing your guide dog has ever done? Kind of going along with the last question, since she's so entertaining, she has done a ton of funny things. She's always doing something funny. She does what we call the happy baby, named after like the yoga pose. She will like lay on her back with her feet up in the air and like rock back and forth for several minutes, or at least several seconds at a time, and that's always entertaining. But I would say probably the funniest thing that she has ever done is, I was doing a summer work program a few years ago, and I was at work with another student that was doing the program with me and our like job coach type person, and we were sitting in the break room having lunch. It was just us 3, and then of course Glenna was under the desk, or like under the not desk but like the counter where we were eating, and she was just laying there really quiet, and we were eating and talking, and then all the 3 of us got like really quiet, and out of nowhere Glenna does 2 things that she normally does together. She moaned and scratched at the same time. So like I've heard her do both of those things separately, and I've seen her do it But that time, she did it at the same time, so it was like, because she was scratching, and so she was shaking, and so it was like, and so all three of us just died laughing. And I actually think it scared the other student that was with me, or at least startled him, because, like I said, none of us were expecting it because it was so quiet, and then just out of nowhere that happened. So that was pretty funny. Okay, we're back. You guys just fell, but you're okay, I think. So, back to the questions. The next question is, has your guide dog ever gotten you into any embarrassing situations? Yes, we were on a cruise a few years ago, and I took her with me, and the like cruise staff or whatever gave Glenna a little area where she could go to the bathroom, and it was like this little bitty box that had some wood chips and stuff, or like I think it was wood chips or something in it for her to go to the bathroom. But the problem was, it was like the same size, if not smaller, as she is. So we would take her to go to the bathroom, and she would act like she was gonna go, but then she would sit down to go to the bathroom, and her butt was like hanging over the side of the box. And so she couldn't figure out the best way to position herself to go. And then also it's just a new area, and she's not used to, like, she's used to going on grass and not like wood chips or whatever it was. And so for the first couple days, she didn't go to the bathroom, like, at all. And so we were out at one point, we were walking around, fortunately, like, up on like one of the, I think it was like the top deck or something, like the very top. And we were walking somewhere, and she just decides that's where she's gonna go to the bathroom. So we're walking, and it's plop, 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 plop. As we're walking, she just starts dropping turds and just lets it all out. And I don't blame her. It wasn't her fault. I mean, it was a little bitty box, like I said, probably smaller than her. And so, like, I didn't get mad at her, but it was still very embarrassing because there wasn't many people, but I think there was at least a couple people around, and then as well as my family, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like, even though it wasn't her fault, I still was very embarrassed. What is your guide dog like on harness? She is pretty serious, like with most guide dogs. I won't say any, but with most guide dogs, when she's on harness, it's work. She does get distracted. I will say that. If there's food around, she will get distracted, specifically if it's on the floor. Not necessarily so much if it's like on a table and we're walking by, but if it's on the floor, she tends to get distracted. And so I mean, like, she can get distracted sometimes, but for the most part, she is business. She is totally different on harness than when she's off harness. Yes, she gets distracted sometimes when she's on harness, but she is still pretty serious. But whenever she's off harness, it's like a switch was flipped. She is completely different off harness. I mean, you've seen her, if you've seen my vlogs or like my early videos of her, pretty much any video that's not a sit down video like this, she's bouncing off the walls. Like, she's very, very energetic and hyper, like I said in a previous question. What are some of your guide dog's quirks? For some reason, she likes to stick her nose between people's legs, or up dresses or skirts or whatever. She's quite the perv, so she does that quite a bit. It doesn't matter if she just met you or if she's known you for years. So if I ever meet any of you guys, that is your warning. She will probably sniff your privates. She does that. And she makes this very high-pitched snore sometimes when she's asleep. Again, it's in some of my videos. It's very like, it's not all the time, but she does snore all the time. If she's asleep, she's pretty much snoring. But if she starts running in her sleep, which she does pretty often, she pretty much a few seconds later will start making that very high-pitched noise. So we always say that she is chasing squirrels when in her dreams when she does that. I don't know. I mean, she picks the worst times to play with her squeaky toys, but I mean, that's just a dog thing that just happens. I don't know. I don't really know. I can't think of any. I probably came up with better ones in the first 2 attempts of recording this, but I can't really think of any good ones. Where does your guide dog seem to work the best? Probably at school. She gets me to my classes really well, and she's gotten used to all the squirrels. She still loves squirrels, don't get me wrong. Oh my gosh, she loves squirrels. But she's gotten to where she doesn't get as distracted. They could run at my school. They are very open to people, and so they will just run right across the path as people are walking by. And so even if they do that and she's just a few feet away, she still doesn't get very distracted anymore. She used to, but she doesn't anymore. And so I would probably say my school, like my campus, just because she is probably the most focused there. What is your guide dog's favorite thing to do while off harness? I would say probably her favorite thing to do is just lie around and be lazy like me. But her second favorite thing to do is play tug of war. She loves tug of war. If someone comes in, she will grab a toy and like run up to them and start shoving it in their face, or like pulling on their clothes with and then pick up her toy and then try to get you to play tug of war. She does not like fetch. If you get the toy from her when she's trying to play tug of war and then you throw it, she will look back at you like, what do you think you're doing? That is not what I wanted. And then she'll like walk over and get it, and then she'll usually go and lay down like, you didn't do what I wanted, so I'm not gonna play. Last question is, has your guide dog ever done anything that goes beyond the call of duty? No, technically she hasn't, and I'm very thankful for that. We've had some close calls to where like she could have, like some cars tried to pull out in front of me, but it was like I caught myself, or like I caught the situation before she needed to do anything, and I was able to like get out of the way, which wasn't my fault, by the way. It was safe, and they turned out of turn, basically, like they went when they weren't supposed to. But she didn't have to do anything. It was just very close to where she might have. But fortunately, she hasn't had to do anything. I mean, when I was in training with her, one of the teachers pretended to be a regular driver and pull out in front of us. So she did in that situation, but it wasn't like a real situation. It was someone that was in the class, and they're like, you know, involved in the school, and so it was never like a real dangerous situation. But that is pretty much it. Pretty much the YouTubers that I know have already done this, because Fashioneyesta is who created it, and then like I said, Molly Burke tagged me. But I will go ahead and tag Tori Clark to do this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you would like to do the tag, I will leave the questions down below. And if you do the tag, please tweet me or message me, or like respond, you know, like comment down below and let me know, and let Molly Burke and Fashioneyesta as well know, because I'm sure they would love to watch your videos, and I know I would. But that is all I have for this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye! And then just out of nowhere that happened. So that was pretty funny. But